Hey guys, this is Michael. Welcome back to the dojo. Welcome back to Mike's Hangout. I want to give a YouTube channel a quick shout out. The name of the channel is Bonsai Pop, and I was just chilling out this morning, doing my thing, watching YouTube, trying to decide which anime I'm gonna watch for the day or watch today. And I came across this video on Bonsai Pop, and there will be a link in the description below, and I highly recommend you go check it out because I agree with his points. And he was asking the question, has anime changed, or is it still the same as we remember? And to give you like a little bit of a backstory, Bonsai Pop, they focus on classic anime from like the 90s and the early 2000s, and that's what they do. I highly recommend you go check out their channel. It's actually pretty awesome. And the guy who runs it, his name is Mike too. So you get two mics for the price of one. I don't know. Anyway, so he made some really good points, and I want to I want to elaborate on some of those points for you guys. And one of the things he said is that back in the day, if you were an anime fan, it was, first of all, being an anime fan, you were part of the niche. It was a niche thing, right? If you were an anime fan, you had to go all over, you know, basically a town just to get your hands on something. If you were hunting for something, you had to go to like different stores. You had to go to like Japanese stores that specialized in selling that type of thing. If you wanted to get a manga or a light novel, there were you had to go to a certain place, right? The other thing is if you would go down to the video store and you would rent, an anime, just anything. It didn't you did Even if you didn't know what the show was, you still, pardon me, even though if you didn't know what the show was, you still picked it up because you were an anime fan and you wanted to watch it, you know. And there were certain time slots back in the early 2000s that would show anime, I've mentioned them before on my channel, sci-fi, encore action. There was even a in the 2000 early 2000s, like I want to say 2005, 6, 7, Encore had another channel that was devoted to movies, but from like 3 to 5, or I think it was maybe just 4. It was just like, yeah, I think it was like 3 to 5, maybe. They would do an anime block and they would show like anime, and I loved it. And so, he asked that question, because he remembers, he's a guy like me. He's like in his early 30s. And he remembers a time where if you wanted to listen to, a certain type of band or a certain music, you didn't have iPods, you didn't have iPhones, you went to the music store and you picked up the CD and you listened to it over and over again. And I know how I sound. I know how I sound. I sound like an old guy, right? But it's the truth. And so I agree with some of his points, that nothing, I think nothing beats a classic anime. Now, that's not to say that I don't enjoy the anime now. The anime now is awesome. It is, you know, but it's important to remember the classic anime. It's important to remember what got you into anime. And something else that he touched on was, because anime was such a niche thing, if you found somebody, anybody really, if you found anybody that was interested in the same kind of niche content that you were, whether it be anime, whether it be comic books, whether it be horror movies, whether it be science fiction movies, even to some of you gamers out there, whether it be like video games or Dungeons and Dragons or something, you had a friend for life. You had a friend because you had someone to share in your nerdism, in your niche, in your passion. And so, you could, it reminds you, these classic anime remind you that those times of when you went to the video store to rent it, and they remind you of just hanging out with your buds and, watching anime, playing video games, getting pizza, getting sodas and stuff, and just, you know, watching this stuff. It's cool. In fact, one of my favorite classic anime of all time is Outlaw Star. And I made an Outlaw Star review on my channel. Please go check it out. It's actually really, really cool. And I talk about the story. And whenever I'm feeling bored, or, I don't want to start a new series or a new season of anime, I will go back to the classics. I will go back to Outlaw Star because it's a story. And I'm not saying that anime today isn't lacking story, because it is. We've got plenty of stories. But the one thing that and the one thing that the Japanese know is that people over here in the West love isekai. I mean, love it. Because the market is flooded with isekai right now. It was the same thing with with the moe boom, right? But, I go to Outlaw Star, or I'll watch a show called Vandred, and I will do a review on Vandred at some point. But the early 2000s were pretty cool for anime. And that I've said in my previous videos that I believe that the year of 2024, 2025, and 2020, possibly 2026, will be the best years of anime. Because anime is in the mainstream now. It's popular. Everybody is getting in on this. And I think something that Mike in Bonsai Pop makes reference to in his video is that I think Netflix had a hand in that, because when they brought Attack on Titan to Netflix, when they brought Sword Art Online, a lot of more eyes got on anime. A lot of more guys saw that. A lot of more eyes saw this and thought, "Oh man, this is cool. This is awesome." And a lot more people got into anime, and so now it's in the mainstream. But for you guys, that are just getting into anime now, and you're like, "Oh, Spy X Family's pretty awesome," or you know, Frierin's pretty cool, which it is. It is. I hear a lot of people talk about Berserk. I hear a lot of people talking about, which those are all cool, and I'm not gonna, I'm not going to bash you guys, because Berserk is pretty cool. It is. But there are so many other anime out there, so many classic anime, like Samurai Champloo. And for those of you that know Samurai Champloo, you guys know what a classic it is. Inuyasha, Death Note, Bleach, Spice and Wolf, just to name some. Just to name some. Some of the old Gundam shows, Mobile Fighter G Gundam, Gundam Seed, Gundam 8th MS Team, the original Mobile Suit Gundam itself, Zoids, that was a good classic. Vampire Hunter D, one of the best. Ninja Scroll, awesome. A lot of cool anime. Here, I'll even throw another one at you. Go 13. I mean, it's just awesome. And some of you may be aware of Robotech, but there's also Macross and a lot of really good classics. And so I agree with Mike from Bonsai Pop. Anime has changed, but it also is the same as it always was. It's still punk rock. It's awesome cartoons. And we're hearing nowadays too, go back to the classics, return to the classics, right? Whether it be comic books, go reread The Amazing Spider-Man again. Go read Daredevil, go read the original Fantastic Four, go read the old Batman comics and stuff, because those are where the stories are, right? Go watch the original trilogy of Star Wars, go watch the prequels, go watch go watch the old Alien films, go watch The Fifth Element, go watch some of those movies, because yes, we love new stuff. New stuff is cool. It's shiny. It's something new. But guess what? Guess what? Like, and I won't diss on anybody, because new stuff is cool. But you know what? The old classic stuff can be pretty cool too. And hey, shout out to Bonsai Pop. And if I got their message wrong, I do apologize. But I just wanted to point this out on my channel because I agree with them. I think one thing that will help anime stand the test of time is that the old hand-drawn stuff, the classic stuff, will last for a very, very long time. It's like, what's that saying? It's like a fine wine. It only ages with time. Hey, guess what? I think anime, you never know, it might just stand that test of time. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I can't say it enough. Big shout out to Mike over there at Bonsai Pop. You guys are doing good. I highly recommend you go check out their videos because they're pretty cool. Throw them a like button. Link will be in the description below. And also, last year, they did a video on a retrospective of Rurouni Kenshin. And go check it out because I watched it. If you got the time, it is 2 hours, but they worked really hard on it. And it's really cool. Go check it out. Anyway, that's all for me, Mike, here at Mike's Hangout. And if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for checking out my videos. I appreciate it. I really do. Leave a comment in below. Real question, guys. Real question. What got you into anime? What was your first step? What was your first show? Let me know in the comments. And let me know what you think. Anyway, that's enough for me. Like I said, link will be in the description to the video. And remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you make it an anime day. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.